Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
Hey, it's Jamie Markley.
Hi, I'm Scott Robbins.
From the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. So the question is, what is the biggest difference between doing music and talk?
Well, I can tell you doing music radio, a lot of times you could wake up 20 minutes before your shift, get to the station 5 minutes before you hit the air, and you'd be fine because you're going to play 10 songs in a row. You can't do this here, unless, of course, you're going to spend 20 minutes reading the phone book.
Well, the amount of preparation.
Yeah, it's a lot more work.
The biggest thing. And I remember somebody else that had made that transition told me, you have no idea how much more you have to prepare. And I think we all have that first shift that you're on, and you think you got 2 hours of stuff easy, and you're 15 minutes into the first segment, and then you're like, okay, what am I going to do?
I want to play a record then, yeah. I got a couple of records I can play. I got nothing left to say, man.
My favorite radio story is the fact we started the show together. He had 2 heart attacks and died for 40 minutes?
Yeah, 40 minutes.
And was told he'd never be able to do this again. And so Van Camp came in, and we kept it together to bring him back full time, and him to be all the way with it and all the way back is my absolute favorite radio story.
That's a good one. It's hard to top anything like that, although I don't remember any of it. I was told that, from what I had to go through from where we are now, is incredible. So that's my radio story, I guess.
You don't even remember 2016 or 17, do you?
I have a very faint memory of both those years, yes.
I was really nice to him during that time.
I don't believe that for a second. Yeah.
So now he's back to hating me again.
Right, yeah, that's okay.
Golly.
If there's an elephant in the room, that belongs to them. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
Hi, it's Todd Schnitt from The Schnitt Show, also the MJ Morning Show. One of my most memorable radio stories would be back in 1989 when Scott Shannon hired me at Pirate Radio in Los Angeles. He calls me up to the radio station. I'm at WNVZ, Z104 in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. And he says, "Hi, this is Scott Shannon, and I'm calling from Los Angeles." I said, "Really, who is this?" And he said, "It's Scott Shannon." I said, "Tell me who this is or I'm going to hang up." He said, "It's Scott Shannon." I hung up. Calls back a few minutes later and says, "This is really Scott Shannon." Click. I hung up on him again. He calls back and says, "If you don't believe me, call me at 213-456. And I called back, and sure enough, "Hello, Pirate Radio, Scott Shannon's office." "Hold for Scott, please." And he says, "Well, do you believe me now?" That's one of my favorite stories. And as far as making the transition from music radio, I guess I've done music to talk, then talk, now back to music, and, doing both again. Transition-wise, it's easy. I mean, I've really been doing a morning talk show with the MJ Morning Show for years and years and years anyway. Transition wasn't tough. Sure, some of the subject matter is different, but execution, as far as the basics of good radio and being an entertainer, that's a constant. So it wasn't a tough move. I try to inject a lot of entertainment value to the radio show, and that's my advice.